So I feel like I need to give a disclaimer before this video is started. I want to let you know that you have to watch the entire video to get the point of the video. If you watch half the video, you won't get the point of the video. You have to watch the video in its entirety to get the correct point of the video. If you don't want to walk away with misinformation and spread misinformation, I advise you to watch the entire video so that you can get the full and complete point. What's up, YouTube? What's up, Facebook? If you came here for the receipts, I got them for you. But first, if you're not familiar with this topic, let me fill you in. Last night, Larry Reid Live posted an explosive video revealing and alleging that Pastor John Gray from Relentless Church, the same pastor who had the television show, the reality show, The Book of John Gray on the OWN network, the same pastor that went viral when he bought his wife a Lamborghini truck and then asked the church for $200,000 to pay for the church roof. That same John Gray is being evicted from the building. The building, 635 Haywood Road, the building where Relentless Church is currently located. He posted a video alleging that John Gray, the church, is being evicted for non-payment of rent. $26,000 a month is allegedly due in rent each month and is not being paid. And when I looked into this story, there are receipts showing that the bills at this church are not being paid. Since Pastor John Gray took over, the bills are not being paid. And I'm going to show you the receipts showing who really owns the church and what bills are not being paid. The address, there are two addresses. The building address is 635 Haywood Road. So we're on the Greenville County website. We're on the tax assessment website, Real Property Search. This is for real estate property. 635 Haywood Road. When you search that, the owner is Redemption World Outreach Center, not Relentless. Relentless is the new name that John Gray gave to the church, but the original name is Redemption. All right, so before we look at the card, I just want to show you the reason the card is because Haywood Road and Birdland Drive are within feet of each other. They're 1 minute. Take a look at the information on the card. This is the old school way, the way they used to record information back in the day. They used to actually type it out, and it shows the record of ownership. And at one point it was owned by the Greenville Airport, which is not far from them. That was in 1937. And then in 1993 it was purchased by Stephen Kugler. And then in 2000 is when it was purchased by Redemption Outreach Center, who it looks like changed their name to Redemption World Outreach Center in 2002. But that's the last owner, Redemption World Outreach Center. And as you saw on the search results, the current owner is still Redemption World Outreach Center. Let's get into the other property. 80 Birdland Drive is another property. Owner, Redemption World Outreach Center. That's who owns both of these properties. Redemption, not Relentless, not John Gray. Relentless does not own these properties, and you're going to see it. You see it here in black and white. Now let's go back to the main address, 635 Haywood Road, and we're going to look closer at what is going on here. We're going to look closer in black and white. I know some of you guys need to see it. Okay, this is the information about this particular property, and if you scroll down, this is the information for 2019. So this would be 2018 taxes. And I know people always say that churches don't pay taxes, but in this situation, every year this church does pay what I would call a small amount of taxes compared to their income. But every year they pay, for this year, it's 2019, but it's for 2018, $16,866.20 due. It's red. It's in the red. It's due. It's due. Now I want to scroll back up because I'm trying to demonstrate to you guys that every year this church pays taxes. Like if you go back to 2017, they pay taxes. It's green. Paid on 11/22/2017. That's 2017. If you go to 2018, it's blank because of the way that taxes work. You see it's just showing a fee of $14.95 due. But because of the way that taxes work, where you're paying for the prior year, that's why we have to look at 2017 and see that they were paid in 2017. $16,000 paid in 2017. In 2016, $15,000 paid. So something is going on to where it's not being paid for 2018. Let's go back to 2015. $15,000 paid on 1/15/2016. So every year they pay their taxes, but since John Gray took over, the taxes have not been paid. The last payment was in 2017. Let's go back to that. The last payment, when we looked at 2018, that was blank. 2017 is the last payment received. So that makes me believe there's something to it when they're saying that John Gray is not paying the lease. That makes me believe that it's something to it. Not that he needs to pay these particular taxes because he's not the owner. And let's look at the other property on Birdland Road. We're in 2019. We're looking at the 2018 taxes. $5,047.45 due. It's due. And if we go to previous years, if we go to 2018, it's going to be blank. It's not going to show a payment in 2018. But if we go to 2017, it was paid $4,865.95, paid on 11/7/2017. So the taxes on this building are normally paid. This is not completely a tax-free operation that's going on here. Normally they pay between both buildings. Normally they pay about $20,000 a year in taxes. But since 2018, when John Gray took over, you can see that the taxes are not being paid. And I also want to share with you a portion of what appears to be Relentless Church's live stream from last night. When Larry Reid was live, it appears that Relentless Church was also live. And I want to share with you a portion of that video.
God expects for what he formed to fulfill its intended purpose. And one of the reasons why you're here on a midweek service on a Wednesday night and those who are watching online is because there is something that this church represents. It doesn't have to necessarily be this building. It's the gathering of the people, because you can have church in a parking lot. You can have church at the Bilo. You can have church at Publix. You can have church in the parking lot of the bank, as long as there are people that agree with you that God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. Get a couple people singing a hymn over here, a couple people worshiping over there. And so I'm not talking about necessarily this building, but this region needs something, and I believe that we're called to be a part of it. Fill out the form.
Now I'm going to play it for you again in case you didn't catch it. But basically what he's saying is he believes that his ministry is for that region, South Carolina. And he says it doesn't have to be this specific building. It could be in a parking lot, but it's that region where his ministry is meant to be. And it's like he's priming people for relocation. That's what it sounds like to me. So let's just listen again.
That saying, God expects for what he formed to walk out the purpose that you were created for. This is tough sledding tonight. God expects for what he formed to fulfill its intended purpose. And one of the reasons why you're here on a midweek service on a Wednesday night and those who are watching online is because there is something that this church represents. It doesn't have to necessarily be this building. It's the gathering of the people, because you can have church in a parking lot. You can have church at the Bilo. You can have church at Publix. You can have church in the parking lot of the bank, as long as there are people that agree with you that God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. Get a couple people singing a hymn over here, a couple people worshiping over there. And so I'm not talking about necessarily this building, but this region needs something, and I believe that we're called to be a part of it. Fill out the form.
That's what I call priming. That's what I call introducing your audience to the thought that you may relocate. Don't get attached to this building, because it's not about the building, it's about the people, which is, on the one hand, is true. Church is about the people, it's not about the buildings. But considering the situation that they're allegedly being evicted, it's almost like he's priming his audience and saying that it's not about this building. We can have church anywhere. It's priming to me. Now, remember when I said you have to watch this whole video to understand the video? What I believe is going on is that the pastor that you see here, the former pastor, Ron Carpenter, you see here him and his wife, and you see John Gray and his wife when they had the changeover service when the church changed pastors. I believe that there is a problem between these two men. I believe Ron Carpenter, who owns Redemption World Outreach Center is purposefully not paying the taxes on the building, and I believe Pastor John Gray is purposefully not paying the rent. I believe that there's a problem between these two men. It's my opinion that Ron Carpenter is not paying the taxes on the building because he wants John Gray out of the building, and it's my opinion that John Gray is allegedly not paying the rent on the building because he plans to leave the building. Now, leave a comment and let me know what you think first about the taxes not being paid on the church. Now, the other thing, I want to get your comments on that, and I also want to get your feedback on the video of him saying, you know, the church is the people, which is true, the church is the people, but it sounds like he's priming them for relocation. And I want to know if that's the vibe you get from that as well, that he's priming the church for relocation, and that's why he's preaching about the church being regional, that the church is supposed to be a blessing to that region, but it's not connected to that building. I want to know what you think. So leave a comment and let me know what you think about this video, and let's get the conversation started.